What is up, y'all? It is your boy AJ. We are live in the studio, and good man. So the Vikings, as you probably have fallen to the Chiefs 27-20 at home at US Bank Stadium. The Vikings fall to 1-4, and the Vikings also fall to 0-3 at US Bank Stadium, and I am sad. But we move and we got to roll into it. So Vikings 20, Chiefs 27. The Vikings go to 1-4, Chiefs go to 4-1. Here we are with the stats presented by Blank. Kirk Cousins, 29 of 47 on passing, 284 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, also got sacked 3 times, passer rating of 92. We talked about last week, the run game was solid. This week it was not. Alexander Madison, 8 carries, 26 yards. Cam Akers, 5 carries, 15, a total of 70 yards for the whole team. Ty Chandler also had a carry for 15 yards, but that was on the fake punt. More on that later. So I don't know if you can really count that, but again, the run game is just not there with things that are happening right now. So, but we move. Receiving department, a little bit interesting. So Jordan Addison was the receiving leader today for the Minnesota Vikings. 6 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown, long as 16. Kirk went to him on a couple of key 3rd and 4th downs, so you love to see that. Obviously, JJ was not there towards the end. More on that later. TJ Hawkinson, 5 catches, 51 yards. KJ Osborne, 5 catches, 49 yards. So those guys got involved. A little bit of Brandon Powell action, too. 4 catches for 43. And then Madison had 2 catches, 20 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, just 3 catches and 28 yards. So he had 6 targets, only caught 3, long of 14. And then he ended up getting hurt with about 13 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Tried to hit a quick corner move, came up limping, was questionable to return with a hamstring, and just didn't get back in. That was great. Sack department. Marcus Davenport had one to open us up early, and then Danielle Hunter. So those guys on the edge are getting theirs. They're cleaning up. They're eating, and you love to see it. That's super awesome. KOC was part of the problem. I don't know, man. Some of the play calling, the challenge on the Kelsey catch, which was, it could have been a catch. It could have not been a catch, but you never know. You got to still try it in that situation. But the timeout management, KOC and the timeouts. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Not good there. But Man Bear Big is telling me 3-0 Twins. As we are broadcasting live in the studio, the Twins are playing the Astros game too, and they've got a lead, so at least somebody's winning. It was a pretty tough game. I think the first quarter ended up going pretty well. Besides the fumble on the first play of the drive, or the first drive of the game, like first play of the game, a fumble, 15 yards. Josh Oliver coughs it up, and then the Chiefs go down and score. I mean, what have we been talking about all year with this shit? Like, you can't turn it over. You can't have these things happen. My boy Dave said, "What's up with the refs at the end of the game?" We'll get to that later because a lot of people are upset. I don't know if we've got the reason to be that upset, but We'll see. We'll get. I kind of want to take this segmenting. So Vikings open it up with the fumble. Chiefs open it up with a touchdown. So when you have something like that, when you fumble on your own end and then you give it right to them and they go and score, how are you supposed to win? How are you supposed to beat a team that you're an underdog against at home, the defending Super Bowl champions, and you're coughing up the ball in the first play of the game? It's just but after that, the offense got going in the first half. The drives went like this: field goal, field goal, and then touchdown. So field goal, touchdown. That was super fun. Sponsored by Butterfingers. Hawkinson is bad. Yes, Hawkinson had a couple drops. It was not good. I don't know what his deal is. KJ had a drop. KJ also had a miss route in the end zone where he looked up a second too late and he could have had a touchdown. Instead, we had to kick a field goal. So it's like, okay, well, what do you do? What do you even do? Yeah. I mean, other side of the ball, you kept Pat Mahomes kind of corralled, only 281 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, sacked him twice. Travis Kelce, 10 catches, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, they just got it going with their randoms. That's all they need to do is just get it going with their randoms, get a couple of timely sacks. They had 3. I mean, it's just I don't even know what to say anymore about this football team. Madison dropped 6 again. Yeah, late in the game there, Madison has. I mean, what could have been a walk-in touchdown if people sealed their blocks? At least a first down inside the 10, and then he just does nothing with it. So, would help if Kwesi's early defensive picks played on Sunday. Yeah, it would be super nice to have Kyle Hamilton instead of Lewis Cine. I'm not going to lie to you. And I know Lewis Cine broke his leg and he's got stuff that he's working through and he could still be something. But man, like we need players. We need dudes right now. And Kyle Hamilton, I don't know if you guys watch the Ravens games. I don't know if you guys have Red Zone and see that. Kyle Hamilton's a dude. What are we doing? And then Andrew Booth, again, I don't know what the deal is with him. I'm not, super intellectual. Oh, I know zone. I know man, blah, blah, blah. All this kind of personnel stuff. Why is Booth not out there doing anything? Is he that bad? Do you not trust him? I don't get any of this stuff. I mean, Kwesi completely tied his hands behind his back with this draft class. I mean, it just I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. It's really frustrating. Because this offense has potential, but you can't run the ball. So you got to rely on them to pass. And then the defense, I mean, they played good today and then they didn't. Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. Like the drops too, the fumble on the first play, and then second possession, Hawkinson drops a pass on third down. Could have been a first down game changer. At least eat up some of the clock. Instead, you just have to kick a field goal. Second half, and right out the gate, it was the turning point of the game, I believe. Third down, you got Mahomes hemmed in. He makes an insane throw to Justin Watson for a 33-yard catch, and Cam Bynum whiffs on the pick. Cam Bynum was just a step too late. Looked like he was trying to go for it all, and he came up short, and that was that. So, yeah, I don't – stuff like that, and then they go down. They have a long drive. They put it together. 75 yards on 5-minute drive, then 3 and out for us. I mean, 3 and out. We did nothing. Kirk throws a jump ball to JJ, and I know everyone wants him to throw those balls, but in that situation, you have to weigh the risk because if the safety gets there any earlier, that's a pick. And then instead of having Ryan Wright, who is the best punter in the NFL, by the way, I will go out on that limb and say that Ryan Wright is the best punter in the league. I mean, you just can't have that happen. If the safety gets there second early, that's another pick. That's another timely turnover on your first play or first possession of the second half. Then KC takes 6.5 minutes, 11 plays, 74-yard drive, touchdown to Kelce. It's like, what are we doing? Then we come down and score So we're thinking, okay, well, this is looking good. Got lucky there on a couple of things. So I don't know, man. I don't. This shit is sad. What did we do to deserve this? I don't know. This team is a coin flip team. Last year was so much fun. We were winning all these one score games. We were getting timely turnovers on defense. We were striking big on offense. And now this year, it just is not there. Offense is misfiring. People are dropping balls. Routes are not there. People are getting hurt. Tank with Jefferson out. I mean, I don't know. You got the Bears coming up next week, so I mean, you can beat the Bears with Justin or with Jordan Addison as your wide receiver one. So I'm not too concerned about that. But let's get to the stuff here at the end. The stuff that everyone was talking about on that fourth down towards the end there. Kirk Cousins gets absolutely destroyed in the backfield. Someone hit his arm and they thought it was tipped, so that alters into the penalty aspect of this. But Jarius Sneed holding on Jordan Addison. I mean, was it a catchable ball? I don't know. Could you have thrown the flag? Probably. Do we get those types of flags? No. So that right there in itself should. I mean, if it was, if the roles were reversed and that had happened to Rashee Rice or Travis Kelce, that flag comes out and they just come right out. And then L'Jarius Sneed takes his helmet off and everyone's like, oh, throw a flag, oh, throw a flag. Like, I don't know what the rules are on that. The play was already over. So I don't know. I totally get them not throwing the flag there. The ball seemed a little bit far out, so it didn't really seem like it was a catchable ball. Tip play, blah, 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 whatever. But it's just, I mean, to lose Jefferson that early in the fourth quarter, when you're down, when you have no timeouts, when you need to be hustling and doing things in rhythm, and doing things no huddle, and doing things quickly, and Brandon Powell's out there as one of your wide receivers. And no offense to Brandon Powell, but I just don't think he was ready for that. I don't know, man. It's so hard to watch these games right now because nothing's fun. Like the run game is not there. The pass game is struggling. And I mean, thank God the defense is being able to get some sacks. So we turned it over on downs. Then we were able to get a punt out of Kansas City after they milked the clock, but we were able to get the ball back with about a minute and change left. No timeouts. I mean, hey, if you would have had a timeout or two there, you could have done something. If you have one timeout there, that's even a significant difference than having none. So, again, KOC masterclass or not in front of the entire country for people to see, not only with the timeout management, but the challenge management as well. I get him trying to throw the flag on the Kelce, but it's like if they came in and said that he caught it, I don't know. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I don't know. Yeah, on that last drive, 12 yards and 45 seconds. That is very bad, man. Bear Pig 2992. I can't disagree with you one bit there, boss. Ah, man. So, but before we move into anything else, I need to bring up our friends at Underdog Fantasy. Guys, if you're not playing Underdog Fantasy, you need to get in on what we are doing. We have run cold the last couple weeks on Underdog Fantasy. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's at least nice to know that you have that for when we do heat up here in the next couple of weeks. Because I guarantee you, this cold streak that I'm on, it won't last for very much longer. So I want to tell you about our friends at Underdog Fantasy. Just pick higher or lower with their pick'em game on your favorite or least favorite player stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps it super simple with their easy to use website and mobile apps. Pick between 2 and 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry. Get every pick right and take home some cold hard cash. Use the code 10K and get your first deposit doubled up to $100 by Underdog Fantasy. So today we had a slip running Let me pull this up quick here on my phone. It was a 3-man. I tweeted it out. I believe it was Hawkinson. Fantasy points, half PPR, McKinnon touchdown, and Kirk Cousins passing. So everybody went in the red. We got completely stomped on there. So Hawkinson with the hook at 7.6 fantasy. Kirk Cousins 11 yards short of pushing, and then McKinnon no touchdown. I threw the McKinnon one in there just to make it a little spicy. I was thinking about Rashee Rice, and he did end up scoring on that first Kansas City drive in the second half. So, hey, that maybe would have meant something if we had gone through with it, but it didn't. So that's super cool. But yeah, underdog fantasy, they will. You can do everything. MLB playoffs coming up. You're going to want to hit that up. We're getting into the heat of the NFL season here. Things will start to solidify with some of these players. It's not so much of a toss up as far as, what people do on a week to week basis. And, some of those 6-leggers, and underdog is great because, like a lot of other books, they don't bump stuff as much. Some of those other guys, someone took this, we have to raise it. Not underdog. And sometimes they do that because, you got to get ahead of the game on some of that value stuff. But underdog fantasy, those guys, well, check them out. So the final drive went like this: incomplete pass, Hawkinson 9-yard throw, incomplete to Brandon Powell. And then we were able to get a 26-yard catch to Brandon Powell, and then penalty on the last play. So you get a freebie, and then Kirk Cousins gets sacked. Can't even have a chance to throw it down to the end. Why would he? So, yeah, I don't know. I had a good feeling about this game, and hey, if we don't fumble on the first drive, if we go down and get a field goal, if we take care of business, and I just feel like that Justin Watson him bluffed on the interception was just huge. That was a game changer because it's third down. They had it in their end. If you get a stop there on third, they're punting from in their own end, and we can go do something. Even if not, you take a touchdown off the board for them. You stop that offense from rolling, and you have to get them to keep rolling again. So, I don't know, man. The secondary, I don't know. Just plays are not being made. Sacks are being made, but we've got one interception on the year and no fumble recoveries as a defense. Well, we had the strip sack last week, but that was it. And that was huge because that was timely. But we're not getting timely plays against teams when we need them the most. Went cold, picked them off in the first half, but couldn't do anything in the second because we got smoked defensively. Maybe we would have won if JT was here. Yep. Well, I vouched for JT, and everyone thought I was stupid and a dummy and a brainiac and whatever. So, yeah, that's cool because the Colts didn't even play him today. They had Zach Moss, who had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns by himself. So that's going to be weird for them. So, yeah, but I don't know. But I don't know if it's a Madison problem. I don't know if it's a Cam Akers problem. I don't know if it's a offensive line problem. It kind of seems like it's all three, to be completely honest. But, yeah, I don't know. This team is a coin flip team, and it's sad because that's what we were last year, and we were on the heads good side, and now we're on the tails losing side. We've lost all of our games by a score, and we were winning all these games by a score last year. So I don't know. And maybe this is part of the competitive rebuild. Maybe this is for the better, and maybe, we're just not as good as everyone thought, and we end up going a different direction next season with everything. But I don't know. This is sad. Oh, Taylor Swift. Well, if Taylor Swift would have, that's weird because Taylor Swift was in Minnesota, but she wasn't at the game. So she's probably in hiding. She's probably at the Four Seasons with the penthouse room waiting for Travis, and they're going to have a nice little night and celebrate their victory. Must be nice having a girl to celebrate and win with, but whatever. Yeah, if Taylor Swift would have been in attendance at US Bank Stadium, it would have been a whole thing. The ratings would have been up. They would have been showing her after every touchdown. It would have been a yeah after Travis scored. So I'm glad she wasn't there because we don't need that hoopla anymore. And maybe she'll come back at some point, and we'll have to deal with the hoopla. But yeah, I don't know. Just sad. But and this was the game out of the three. Like I said it on Thursday. We've got Chiefs, Bears, 49ers, Packers to round out October. That's at the end. But we were looking at these next three. And I said you had to win that 2 out of 3. And you're not beating this. You're not beating the 49ers. Let's just call it how it is. Unless if something absolutely catastrophic happens with them injury-wise, which I don't want it to, because they're super fun to watch. But that's what it's going to take for us to have an advantage on them Monday Night Football at our stadium. We're just not good enough to beat them. And that game might be super embarrassing. That game might be the death knell. That might be the dagger in front of everybody, in front of the whole country watching. So, interesting question by my boy Dave here. If this game was at noon, would we have won for Kirk's sake? I don't know. Kirk Cousins is the new nightmare. I mean, last week it was all nightmare at noon, the wrong way. And I don't know. He hasn't, I mean, he's looked good, but the last couple of weeks, I mean, the pressure just seems to really be getting at his feet. And he's not having time to step up, not having time to do anything. So we need to get some stuff figured out, man, because this team is just not very good right now. And it sucks. It's sad when you got to hop on here and talk about this S and there's nothing positive to look forward to. So, but yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up today for us. Vikings fall to the Chiefs. Got the Bears next week in Soldier Field. We'll be live for the preview show on Thursday. Maybe at some point we'll get in that nice studio in St. Paul. But for the week, we'll keep rolling with StreamYard. So for Stae Skol, I'm AJ Murphy signing off. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.